Hi, I'm Michael, CEO of BeeOdiversity. You might know that 9 out of 10 of each of us lives in a polluted area. You might know that there are some pesticides in most of the food we eat. You might know that biodiversity is declining with a strong impact on our environment. Give you an example. Food production directly linked to pollination is worth $150 billion per year. You might know that pollution has an impact on biodiversity and that biodiversity reduces the impact of pollution. But what you don't know is to what extent you are impacted and what you can do about it. And that's due to the fact that, incredibly, there is no tool today to monitor agricultural pollution, industrial pollution, and biodiversity. And if you cannot measure it, you cannot improve it. And a lot of actors need those data. Corporates need that data to protect their resources and for regulatory reasons. Smart cities need it for air quality and management of green areas. Agriculture need it to protect their crops. And decision makers need this data to take proper decisions. So this data is really the gateway to change. And we found a solution to obtain that data. And it's linked to those little fellows, our natural drones called bees. Bees cover a surface of 700 hectares to feed themselves. And they will collect pollen out of 4 billion different plants per year. And they bring back this pollen in the beehive. And the advantage with the pollen is that it captures air and soil pollution and contains the DNA of the plant. So as you can see the pollen here, we analyze it in a lab and we can see whatever pollution there is, what level it is, what's the impact it can have, at what moment of time. We see the kind of plants, the diversity of the plants, and the issues relating to biodiversity. And so we issue reports, dashboards to our clients and recommendations so that they can act to have a better environment. So our current business is quite easy. We collect pollen samples, we analyze those pollen samples, and then we propose solutions, recommendations to act. So it's basically a consultancy model with an innovative tool. Let me show you the power of this data. On this 3,200 hectares of land, we just shared the data to local communities. And the results were great. We went from 10 different species on average per site to more than 50 within 3 years. On this site, vineyards, we went from 25 pesticides to less than 5 within 3 years. So we monitor today 50,000 hectares of land, which is, in terms of soccer, 70,000 soccer fields. We have 100 clients in different client segments. So the water industry to protect water catchment zones, industries to monitor their impact, real estate to reduce the impact they have or have a positive impact with green projects, food brands, cities, etc. And we have a €1 million turnover with some nice awards. So we can be happy of what we achieved, but we want more. We want way more than that. We want to allow each and every one of us to act to enhance biodiversity and lower pollution. And to do that, we need to provide the data to everybody for every location. So making this data accessible for everybody will be the big game changer. And the way we're going to do it is we're going from a Bee as a service model to a software as a service model with the BeoImpact platform. How does it work? The BeoImpact platform will leverage the unique data we have due to the BeoMonitoring with artificial intelligence and mapping tools to assess any location in the world in terms of biodiversity, pollution, and propose solutions. So we've developed the first prototype with Accenture and some of our clients, and I'll show you how it goes. Choose whatever location you want, and we will provide you with an eco score. As you can see, for this 700 hectares, you're between medium and high. And this eco score is linked to three indicators: plant diversity, pesticides, and heavy metals. And so we compare the site, the kind of site there is, with all the other sites we monitor to give these results. But we go beyond. We also list the different risks there is on site and propose some recommendations, including the BeoMonitoring to have 100% accuracy in terms of results. So it's basically a virtual cycle. The BeoMonitoring will generate data for the BeoImpact platform that has a freemium and a premium model, and the BeoImpact platform will generate sales for the BeoMonitoring, and that will increase the surface that we impact and the financials. Let me show you. We want to go from 50,000 hectares today to more than 10 million in 2026. 10 million hectares represents a surface that exceeds the total amount of gardens in Europe. So imagine if all the gardens in Europe are dedicated to biodiversity preservation. That's a massive change. In terms of financials, we will go from 1 million to 9 million by 2026 in terms of turnover with a nice EBITDA. And all we need for that is 50,000 euros to finalize the development of the minimum viable products. And by obtaining that, you will help this team of passionate people to reach the impact they want to reach, including the 12.5 million bees that makes us the largest employer in the world today. And we do that because we don't just want to have an opinion. We want to trigger a real change. So let's do it together. Thank you very much.